Hi there, good morning. We are the Highwaymen. My name's Jason.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Steve. It's blooming lovely to see you all. Jay, what are we talking about today, my handsome friend?
Well, we're talking about a video that I actually found on TikTok the other day. The TikTok's a trove of all sorts. But anyway, it was a video that I found basically showing some clips from NASA and sort of shooting holes in some of them, saying that, hang on a minute, this looks a bit theatrical to me. And I have to say, I agree. It looks like there's some shenanigans going on. So we'll show you the video now, and then you can tell us what you think. We've seen it, so we'll just go straight into it.
I don't know. We're gonna have to do something.
This guy's doing a flip right here, and the guy next to him just reaches up and grabs a harness that's right on his hip.
I gotta pause it real quick. I'm gonna pause it because the funniest part to me, well, there's several funny parts, by the way.
I don't know.
But the lady in the background with the hair, it's like, did someone not think that like we've got to make her hair look like that, right? It's got to be standing up, dude. It is hard as a rock. It's not moving.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this is somebody. We must be in space. Look at her hair. Like obviously, there's this thing called hairspray. Yeah. So here goes this guy doing a backflip, and
then gravity just like gravity goes away. They must have found a pocket.
Yeah, gravity goes away, and he fell.
Yeah.
Or he got caught up in that harness he's wearing. Here comes the one with Senior.
Yeah.
In the background.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
And it's obviously a guy filming with a green tennis ball in front of a blue screen.
Right. Clearly, I mean, it's not even...
And then here's a clip of what they turned it into.
Here's his water particle. Yeah. Wow.
This guy just disappears like, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm good to go. Hey, I gotta go. Yeah, what we got back there? Another green screen?
And this guy...
The ones where they're doing the... he's hanging his shirt. Like, you can see, like... Yeah.
It's not even good.
You can clearly see the artist. It's like if you take your hands right now and you grab your shirt and you just pull out.
Yeah.
Like it's... Yeah. This one's my favorite right here.
Green
the guy goes to reach for...
Yeah.
Yeah, what a doofus.
But watch their thing at the end. I think this guy's always in it, man. He's the biggest clown,
He's the worst. Like, they got to be like, hey, Bob, we got to get you out of here, bro. Like, you're blowing our...
Look at this.
Let me reach up there. Oh, wait. Oh, Kung Fu.
Here, I'm going to pause it real quick. I'm going to pause it real quick. So
we have to. We got to expand.
So I imagine this guy in the green that's doing this flip. Like when they're practicing, they're like, "Oh, this guy's got the shit, man. He nails every flip, and you can never tell, right?" So he's like the practice king of flips. But then whenever they go to film it, he gets nervous and he spoofs it up and grabs his harness because he is the most.
He's Ray Finkel.
Yeah, terrible, man.
Let's start with the first one. So the lady with the hair the hairsprayed hair, and with the bit where he does a spin, and the guy seems to grab hold of the cable. What do you make of that, Steve?
Well, you know what? So first of all, I think it's important to say that you found this on TikTok, and are we able to verify that this is actual NASA material? Are we able to verify that? I haven't gone
that far down the rabbit hole as such.
Well, let's say it is because if you look, when you look at it, the background, someone has gone to one hell of a lot of trouble to make it look like they're on board a space station or something like that. But it couldn't be any more fake and false, honestly, if Dom Jolly had blooming choreographed the thing.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. And some of the stuff, there's a little bit there with a guy with a tennis ball as well, which blatantly relates to this water drop.
That's Tim Peake. No, that is Tim Peake.
Oh,
that is Tim Peake. That is Tim Peake. Yes. So there's a bit where Buzz Aldrin, I think it's Buzz Aldrin's being kind of wheeled through the NASA HQ, and they've got this huge screen in the background where they're working on something, and it's Tim Peake in front of a green screen with a tennis ball, and then you see another clip, and it's got like this water molecule. It's like water, body of water that's kind of floating around, and it looks. That's the one that struck me as being the strangest of them all. Now the question is, is it a genuine video of Tim Peake? Then someone's actually made up put the green screen and the tennis ball over the bubble. That's the question, to make it, you know, look dodgier. But it does look dodgier.
Let's go down the road. Let's go down the road of assuming that it is legitimate, that it has been put out by NASA. And in which case, you've got to beg the question, why? Why would they go to so much trouble?
Here's what I thought. Okay, so we accept. Now, we talked about the moon landing before, and we don't believe there has been a moon landing. Well, the original, we definitely don't believe the original moon landing. We don't believe it's correct. So here's my theory on it, and this is the only explanation for it. So let's say the early space videos where they showed you in near zero gravity was not real. And that's how they believed zero gravity would be. So when they've actually gone up there in the space stations, there's more gravity than they assume, and it's probably a lot more like Earth, but it's lighter. But they've told you and showed you in previous videos, oh, look, this is what zero gravity is like, and it's nothing like the real thing. So what they've had to do is perpetuate the lie that zero gravity is nothing like we believe it is, and shows you all this falseness just to sort of perpetuate the lie. Because can't go back and say, well, actually, that wasn't real before. They can't do that now. So they just kind of have to perpetuate. Like, you know, it's like if you tell a lie, you've got to keep telling it, haven't you? That's the problem with lying, isn't it? You know, unless you're going to come out and say, no, we didn't lie, then that is a perpetual lie. So that's the only explanation why they would do it, is because gravity in space is a lot more like it is closer to what we have on Earth. That's why you've got the woman with the hairsprayed hair.
That is absolutely quite plausible and a logical explanation. Could it be that NASA are trying to get out of it? And so what they've done is they know, well, let's say that they're not stupid, and they know all the little flaws in it, which aren't blatantly obvious unless you look. But then when you're told about it and you look, they do stand out like a country mile, don't they? So could it be that they're now going to be prepared to or blame another little arm within NASA and saying, oh my God, look, all this stuff that they did before, we've just learned that it's an absolute lie. Can't believe it. Now we're able to turn around and tell you the truth.
No, because they've still got to lie about going to the moon the first time round and all that, haven't they?
Yeah, but if they were to sort of say, well, you know, all the footage that we were given by our
predecessors,
professional arm or whatever they are, yeah, you know, and say, we can't believe it. We've been hoodwinked.
Imagine they're just, you know, they're walking around up there like you and me. You know, you've still got some gravity. Because there is gravity. There is gravity. There's got to be, you know, everything's linked to gravity, because obviously the orbiting of the sun is all got to be linked to gravity and all the rest of it, hasn't it? Surely. Magnetism and gravity. I'm no anyone who's more into this stuff, let us know. Yeah. So there's got to be magnetics and spinning and all the rest of it. Yeah. But so there's got to be an element of gravity in space. But the woman with the hairsprayed hair, that was ridiculous.
She's ace. She's absolutely ace. And I just can't. The length that they've gone to, if it isn't, all right, so now let's make the other assumption that it isn't NASA that's made this. Oh my word, they deserve an Oscar and every Golden Globe going, because the background and everything that's going on in there, if you took one look at that, you go, oh, that's on board a space station, isn't it? It's either that or Crazy Bongo's kids' play area, because it's absolutely exactly like you would imagine it to be.
The thing is, the technology now for people like you and I, well, not necessarily you and I, but people with a little bit more knowledge can actually make on your computer now. I mean, there was one the other day where a little boy was jumping. He was actually jumping in a puddle. So there's a huge puddle, and there's these tiny little sort of mounds of tarmac that kind of came out the puddle. And obviously his parents, his father, his mother, was into all this kind of special effects. And what they've done is they've changed the puddle to look like these things he was standing on were like thousands of feet in the air, and there's like, you know, below was like a big sitter. So it looked like he was jumping between the things. And I'm thinking, you know, people can come up with so much sort of stuff now. Even things like when you watch science fiction, Star Trek and Star Wars now, you know, if you just showed that to somebody in the 50s and 60s, they'd have absolutely believed you'd been in space. But even things like, you know, when you watch the original of Jaws now, I mean, it's hard to believe that you were so scared of it because it looks so plastic. Because what we can do now is so much better, you know. So yeah. So who's to say what's real and what's not? We don't really know anymore at all, do it? You know.
That's the bizarre thing, isn't it, Jay? Yeah,
you know.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the whole thing is a concocted tissue of lies.
You never know. You never know. Boris Johnson might not be a real politician. He could be a toilet cleaner from Croydon, and they've just kind of
I didn't think he's a real person.
Superimposed his head onto somebody else to make him look like Prime Minister, well, ex-Prime Minister.
There are certain people on this earth that have reached celebrity status that I am convinced they're not real people anyway. They're actually J-Lo, for example. What is the matter with him? He's not even the shape of a human being.
Sorry, hang on. J-Lo.
They are aliens.
Who?
Yeah.
J-Lo.
Oh right, okay. Yeah.
J-Lo. Jay Leno. Jay Leno, you idiot. J-Lo's a bloody very attractive Latin-looking woman with a big bottom.
Yeah.
I thought, what you on about him? I thought there was a trans story coming out that I've not heard about yet. But J-Lo actually had a penis. Jay Leno. Yeah, we spoke about him before, didn't we? Yeah, he's an alien.
Yeah, and
he's an alien.
Boris Johnson's up there as well, and Donald Trump's up there as well.
Well, I think Boris Johnson and Donald Trump could actually be brothers that were separated at birth and made to live on different continents.
Quite possibly
highly likely.
That wouldn't shock me either.
No,
and I bet they've been to the space station. And if you'd have gone round the corner where that bloke did a somersault, drove off into, they'd have both been sat round there, probably eating bloody Space Invader sweets or something.
Having the hair done.
Yeah.
They go to the same barbers, I'm sure of that. That's a no-brainer. They get their hair transplanted from somewhere. Did you ever see the video where I can't remember who it was interviewing Donald Trump, and he messed his he asked if he could mess his hair up, and he kind of messed his hair up like that. It was about a foot high. It was. I'll try and find the clip and I'll try and include it in this video.
Can I mess your hair up? I'll be gentle.
The answer is yes, but the people in New Hampshire, where I'm going to be in about an hour from now, I hope they're going to understand. Okay?
You say yes?
Go ahead with my hairspray.
Yeah, he said, "Can I mess your hair up?" I bet he weren't best pleased. There's a lot of hairspray goes into that. I can tell you. Oh, I don't know.
Bloody hell! Well, so we need to get that. We need to get all of the people that are just causing us a load of grief. So we need to get Putin, Trump, Johnson, even though he just deserves to go. Liz Truss needs to be shoved in there as well. Yeah. Who else have we got? Rishi Sunak, shove them all and send them to the space station.
Yeah, I think the whole government.
Get rid of them all up there.
And see if they float.
Yeah. If it really is. Do you know what, Jay? I remember seeing a program some time ago. It was a few years back, where they put an advert out for space cadets, no pun intended.
Yeah.
For space cadets wanted to go. Anyway, so these people all applied for this job. It was an experiment, and it was all a legit. It appeared legit. Interviews and selection process and all the stuff and all that. They were put on a plane and they were flown off to where they were told they were going to this particular place, and they did get put on a plane and they did get flown, but they didn't go where they were told they were going to go.
Yeah.
And they arrived at basically it was a hangar. And inside of this hangar, they were told it's all top secret and they're going to have to remain blindfolded through a lot of it and all this sort of stuff. And they put them inside this, essentially a tin can, inside a warehouse, and told them that they were going to space, and they were convinced they were on their way to space. Absolutely convinced of it. Wow. Yeah, I can't remember what the program was, but they were convinced that everything that they'd been told was going to happen did happen, you know, and at the end of it, when they were told, well, you haven't been in space, mate, you've actually been sat inside a warehouse in Arizona or wherever they were absolutely, well, you can imagine.
Well, to be honest with you, I've got one of those 3D headsets for my PlayStation. I don't use it very often. Have you ever used one of them? You ever have actually used a 3D headset? And there's one where you go down into the into like a shark tank to the bottom of the sea. And as it goes down, you can feel the motion of yourself going down in the shark tank, even though you're sat on your stool. You know, I've got a stool in front of the toilet. I sit on a stool in front of the toilet, and you can feel yourself going down in that tank and it's so real. It's unbelievable. So you can be easily tricked. Your senses can be easily tricked.
Without a doubt. Excuse me. A cup of tea went down the wrong way.
Who's dying?
That'll teach me. That will teach me, won't it? To drink tea whilst we're filming. No, you're right. So the ones that I've had it go on are roller coaster one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where you're convinced you're on it. And the other one is where you're in a block of flats, high-rise flats, and Martians are coming out, and when it all falls away and you're left stood. Very similar to what you said about that lad stood up, and you're looking down and, oh my God, you dare to move because you just think, so yeah, it's easy to be tricked.
One of these games, you're actually you're an alien in this kind of like tank thing, and you can look down, you can see your alien body, you can see your alien hands and everything. And actually, I can't. There's one particular I can't play because I get such bad motion sickness from it, because it makes me physically ill because of all the jumping around that the thing's doing. You know, this particular vessel that you're in is doing it. So it is pretty amazing how you can be tricked. So what do we think then, Steve? Do we think we need to do a bit more research and find out if this is genuine NASA footage? Find out who the lady with the hairspray is.
I think we genuinely do, because without a shadow of a doubt, there are several anomalies in that video, which is blatantly obvious. It's been faked, and so it will be good to know: is it definitely the origin?
Who's the faker? Yeah. Is NASA the faker, or is the person who's posted it the faked the original? We'll have a look into it, and I'll put some comments on the back. And we'll see what we can find out on the bottom of the.
Be interesting to know, mate. Who's lying to us?
Yes,
that's what we want to know.
We want to know what you think. Tell us in the comments, please. We like a comment, don't we? We do read them, and we do respond. We do respond, even though sometimes I don't understand them. I still try and respond.
I love the way you say "we," because I'm sure everybody who watches these has figured it out. I just come along for the ride. So Jay is literally the brains and the technical wizard behind all of this. So any questions, bits and pieces. To be fair, if it's a weird one, you do tell me about it, don't you? What do you think? But 99% of the time, it's my handsome friend over there who goes on and says, yes, you're right, no, you're wrong.
I am the brains of the operation, hence why we've only got 477 subscribers. But we're welcome to get more. We'd love more, wouldn't we, Steve?
But you see that then there's always two elements, isn't there? There's always the brains, and there's always the won't be brawn, but the eye candy, and that will go even more reason. So if that's my role, mate, no wonder I'm amazed we've got 472, if I'm honest.
And we're grateful for each and every one of them, but we'd love more to join to the party. So you can do us a favour. You can hit the subscribe button. It helps, and it makes Steve's day. It gives him a warm feeling inside, doesn't it, Steve? And you can hit the like button.
Makes you feel fuzzy.
It does, inside. And what else can they do, Steve?
Oh, well, you know it's my favourite, and I'm so sorry if it offends people, but please get pressing that bell end, because who doesn't like their bell end being pressed?
Absolutely,
exactly.
Yes. We love it when you do that, don't we? That definitely puts a smile.
We certainly do.
Definitely puts a smile on our face. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.
It's good to see you. Take care, everybody. Fake or not, let us know. See you later.